Hey there, it's Paul Steven coming to you from beautiful downtown Bangkok, Thailand. It's hot and humid here today, which is just wonderful. It's one of the reasons why I'm here because I love hot and humid. But today I'm going to do another rather long video. It's 20 minutes long. We're going to get on it as soon as possible. But it's going to be a response reaction to a person I'm not familiar with. His name David Tian, PhD. Yeah, you'll see what I mean. You'll get anyway. And it's called MGTOW Feminist Red Pill, the Man Up Show. Now, just right off the bat, Man Up Show, fucking Jesus. Uh, TradCon. I'm going to take a guess. This guy's a TradCon. But anyway, let's give it a go. He doesn't let you know how many people he says subscribe. I guarantee he's got more than me. But he's got a few hits on this, and it was put up March 4th, so a couple months ago. So let's give it a go without further ado. Here we are.
And this video is...
Oh, I didn't go back. Let's go back. Here we go.
Boom, stop. I'm David Tian, PhD. And this video is a message to men about women today.
Fuck, that's
Welcome
annoying.
to Man Up, episode 229.
Man up, men. Real men.
For the intelligent
Masculinity for the intelligent man.
I'm David Tian, PhD.
Or the blue pill man.
And this is
PhD, that's twice.
Hi, I'm David Tian, PhD, and for over the past 11 years, I've been helping hundreds of thousands of people in over 87 countries attain success, happiness, and fulfillment in life and love.
PhDs,
and welcome to Man Up, episode should be around 229. This is a message to men, and it's originally a response to private messages that I got in response to episodes 10 and 11 of the DT PhD podcast. So if you didn't know we had the DT PhD podcast going, now you know. Go check it out. And it's aimed at a different demographic.
I'm not sure. I might cut some of the stuff out.
It's more of a hobby horse for me. In the Man Up episode,
probably not, because I'm lazy.
I'm responding to other people's questions. So the topics are largely constrained by the questions I get. In the DT PhD podcast, it's a lot more about what we want to talk about, what I want to talk about, and my frequent guest Henry Chung, what he wants to talk about as well. So in episode 10 of the DT PhD podcast, I did a solo podcast on in response to a reader or hater, so to speak, and a reader/hater, and he was coming from the red pill, kind of had like red pill undertones, and the Men Go Their Own Way movement, MGTOW movement, and then
Men Going Their Own Way
was about masculine, feminine polarity. So we got a bunch of different messages and comments based off those two episodes, and I decided that the Man Up series is a better place to deal specifically with masculinity.
He said red pill haters. Now, I don't know. Red pill people tend to come off as haters. I don't believe them to be haters. Some of them are, but I don't believe them to be haters. I just believe them to be without a filter and a better, they have their red glasses on their shades, their filter, right?
Issues, obviously. So I'm making this one for those guys. And
this is going to be long.
I'm going to set aside red pill specifically because when I went back and took a look at what counts as there pill now, it's...
this guy doesn't know what red pill is. Okay, this is going to be weird. I know it is.
It's very contentious. Like there isn't a very easily agreed upon definition of what red pill is.
All right. So this guy has no idea what he's talking about, to be honest with you. Red pill is very easy to understand. Red pill is a reference to the Matrix. Take the red pill or the blue pill, take the red pill, and you're never going to go back. You're going to see what's going to go on. You're going in the Matrix, you're going to see the Matrix. And blue pill is you just continue to go on living your life. Red pill men are men that see society as against them, period. And once you start seeing this and understanding this to be true, that's it. You can't undo it. It's something you can't unsee. You can't unsee it. So anyway, let's continue.
So instead, I'll be addressing the MGTOW movement and a little bit of what I know of red pill in my association with what I know about red pill. But
at least he says he doesn't know about it.
And I'll be going off here on the Wikipedia entry since that's easily accessible to everyone.
Holy fuck.
So just in case you don't know what Men Going Their Own Way movement is or the red pill movement, I discovered that a lot of my friends, even those who work in personal development, helping men, don't know that these things exist. I'm based out here in Asia.
All right, before he goes any further, I'm in Bangkok too. But anyway, MGTOW is something that it's not a movement at all. It's just a state of mind. And a lot of men who are MGTOW don't even know it. So, we have our conscious, our subconscious, and our unconscious. And each one of these, we have them in MGTOW as well. You either are totally aware that you're MGTOW or you're not. And or either MGTOW or you're not. It's really simple, but let's continue.
I'm right now in Bangkok. Beautiful skyline behind me as the sun is setting. So,
beautiful
we
skyline
have
behind me, but the sun is just rising.
Here. Even those who speak English, we are quite largely insulated from the kind of weird stuff that's going on right now in.
Well, you know what? I don't think that we're insulated at all. I think we're a refuge from all the shit that's going on in the West right now. Bangkok happens to be a haven for MGTOW. Miggy's here, MGTOW 101. Ronan Man is here. MGTOW Expat is, well, he's in Cambodia. Chris Cantu's here. And there's a lot of MGTOW here. MGTOW, Bangkok happens to be just a place to go because the contract between men and women, which is gone in the West and it's disgusting in the West, still kind of exists here, but it's different. It's different here. Men come here and they look for a girlfriend, and the girlfriend, there's no fidelity. But the girlfriend, it's very implicit here, or explicit. Let's put it that way. The women, you look after them as a man, and they look after you as a woman. And that's it. That's it. There's no love. It's just a contract, and it works pretty good if you're a red pill.
In pop culture, especially in America, so they didn't know about this. So in case you're watching this, you don't know what that is. Let me just read out, so we're all on the same page, what the definition,
oh my God,
the generally accepted definition of the MGTOW.
MGTOW, fuck.
This is such a long acronym. MGTOW. I've heard Steve Maeda refer to it as, so I'll go with that. MGTOW. Okay. The MGTOW stands for Men Going Their Own Way, and it uses the word gynocentric to describe conditions that favor women to the detriment of men.
Gynocentric society, yeah,
and are opposed to such circumstances.
Yeah.
MGTOW believe that there is a systemic gynocentric bias against men, including double standards in gender roles, bias against men in family courts, lack of concern for men falsely accused of rape, and lack of consequences for their accusers.
In a nutshell, men are disposable resources to a society that panders to females. Period. Your taxes go to leftists. Basically, you have your red pill men who see shit, and you have everybody else who is your simpletons or simps, your manginas, your white knights who protect women, and then your women, and the women fall in various categories as well. But basically, everybody is against you, and bend over, let me put this broomstick up your ass. I know it's got splinters and it's going to hurt, and we're not going to give you any lube, but just man up. All right, let's continue.
According to the columnist Martin Daubney, members of the MGTOW community believe that legal and romantic entanglements with women fail a cost-benefit analysis and risk-benefit analysis. In Psychology Today, MGTOW is described as guys who have been frustrated and punished to the point that they see no further incentive to relate to dating, and they focus on making themselves happy. Somebody else says MGTOW self-identifies discontent because they see women as hypergamous and manipulative.
That's hypergamous. But anyway, it sounds like we hate women. We don't hate women. I think that we love women. We understand women more than we did before we were red pill. We understand the nature of women now, and this allows us to have a better relationship with women. But in the long run, you don't even want to have any relationship with women for the most part, because the risk cost analysis is not there for you. You're going to get fucked. That's all there is to it. But we don't hate women. We hate the society that panders to women and says, fuck you, man. Fuck you. You go and die at your job. You go and die. If your wife's beating the fuck out of you because she's fucking insane, tough shit. You got to leave your house and pay for them, and she can bring her new boyfriend in and fuck him while you're fucking out there fucking off of the road, if you're even eating at all, or living in your car,
And there are different levels of MGTOW.
Fuck that shit.
Some of them have many short-term casual relationships.
I don't know, this level shit. I think that's bullshit. I think they tried to implement, or somebody tried to implement some levels, MGTOW monks and level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. It's just an idea of where you're at. Either you date women, you have nothing to fucking do with women, you don't even fucking fap. No masturbation, nothing. A MGTOW monk. True forced loneliness, all this kind of stuff. The thing to keep in mind is that MGTOW understand. They see society for what it is. That's the underlying cohesive part of this. They see society for what it is, gynocentrism. And once you see it, you can't ignore it.
For some, celibacy is also an option. And there's a term called going monk for those who choose celibacy over sex and relationships, and some embrace maintaining their virginity. Okay, so sort of on the same page as far as that goes. And
maintaining the virginity. Those are the young ones and the young guys, and thank God, if God bless them if they're gone monk at a young age. That means they haven't been destroyed. But there's probably a pretty good chance that those people have seen some influential man in their life destroyed, and this is why they're going the way they do, unfortunately.
I just wanted to put this out there that it seems like that people who follow this movement also find resonance with the material that I've been putting out.
I don't think, I don't know this guy, but I don't think I'm going to get off on his shit at all. He sounds like a tradcon. I'm not into traditional conservatives at all. So I think he's wrong.
See why? So
I'm not going to be rude. I'm going to try to be polite, but I think he's wrong.
I just speak as much truth as I know, and just try to do my best with that. And a lot of this truth is just the facts, as I understand them, of how things are in the world right now. And so I want to put this out there that I'm not against the MGTOW movement per se.
MGTOW.
I completely understand and sympathize with their choice.
Don't want your sympathy.
It's a little dark.
MGTOW don't want your sympathy. They don't really give a shit,
Let me see if this light helps.
What MGTOW is all about is protecting yourself. We don't care about you.
So I totally understand their choice.
Very selfish.
And if I were still living in America or Canada and had no choice but to live there.
Canada's despicably disgusting. So is America. But Canada blows the shit out of fucking America as far as gynocentrism. It's fucking insane. It's insane. That's all there is to it. You get the fucking feminist fucking dude, Justin Trudeau, that fucking, oh my God, fuck that shit.
I don't know. I might despair. So here's what happens in the Man Up group and private messaging and emails and all kinds.
This guy just does not understand this movement or red pill or anything or gynocentric. There's no way he would name this Man Up. That's such a poor name. He should call it the Real Man Group. Like, come on. Like, fuck that. That's what women use to fucking shame you. Hey, dude. Your virility, right? Hey, man up, dude. Man up. Yeah, fuck that shit. That's a really horrible name.
Kinds of other ways that people get in touch with me, like Instagram, DMs, and so on. A lot of men in America have expressed incredible frustration and anger, bitterness, despair. Despair is probably the best word because they wouldn't reach out to me in anger and bitterness if they didn't want there to be potential for love. But they feel like they're getting screwed over, and they've been screwed over, and are still getting screwed over, and they're afraid of getting in relationships with women in America, specifically. But I suppose this accounts for. This also applies
they're going to get fucked. They're going to get divorce rates, even if they're not married.
Most of it's from America, though.
They're going to pay for fucking kids that aren't theirs.
Where they say, "Don't you realize just how evil women are, and that they're very emotional, and they're not logical, and they're."
Okay, listen. There's female nature and there's male nature. Men are not much better than fucking women, but we don't. MGTOW do not dislike or hate women. We hate the society that panders to them. And feminism is just, oh my God, it's malignant fucking cancer. It's horrible. It's despicable. But anyway, we don't hate women. Understanding the nature of a woman allows you to deal with a woman much better. Whatever they might be.
There are these, what do they call hypergamy is a bad thing, right? Like, which I totally agree.
Hypergamy is not a bad fucking thing. It's just a reality. Women want to they're out for protection. They're leftists, for fuck's sakes. They want you to pay for them and protect them, and they're going to monkey branch their ass all the way fucking up as high as they can fucking go. They're never satisfied. It's hypergamy. It's not good or bad. It's an instinctive aspect of femininity. Come on.
And they're like, you say it's what are they? You say it's enlightened to embrace promiscuous women. So are you
enlightened to embrace promiscuous women? What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god. So it's enlightened to embrace hoes. All women are fucking promiscuous. It's in their nature. Come on.
Saying we should just roll over and take it? So
I
just want to make that clear. No, I don't think so.
It's not a matter of taking anything. That's the way women are. It's not about, you don't have to take it at all. It's the way it is. Tough shit. Get over it. Fucking Jesus. Either you can deal with it or you can't. That's the reality. Period. There's nothing to roll over about.
My face is too red, so I'm going to turn this thing off. No, I don't think so at all, and I totally understand the motivation here. And the thing is, I just want to put that out there that if it's true, if what we're saying is true, and if you want to know what my view is on masculinity and femininity and the relationship between them, go check out the DTPHD podcast, episode 11 that I did with Henry Chung.
Maybe I will. I'm trying to be polite.
Detail on that. But of course, I have a whole other course on this, masculine mastery, if you want to go into even more detail on it. And part of the thesis, or one of the premises, is that
presuppositions.
A person who is feminine at her core, that is, she's most comfortable in the feminine energy, would not be satisfied with, ultimately satisfied with the outcome of this radical feminism. And there are a lot of excesses.
Not satisfied with radical feminism. No. Women fucking hate feminism. Let's be honest. And when you talk about femininity, you might as well talk about Jordan Peterson and the archetype, the female archetype. Right.
I think I'm going to come down and say, like, on the side of feeling sympathy for Aziz Ansari, and I think that went too far. He just kind of screwed up and had bad game, right? But they're vilifying him, and there's no recourse to it. You just destroy somebody's reputation just based on hearsay and gossip and all this. But of course, there's a lot of very well-founded accusations, and so it's very messy, and it's not black and white, right? But I think that there definitely are in America excesses that is taken to a great extent, really too far, and especially it's all wrapped up in this postmodern liberalism.
Postmodernism
is just ridiculous. Even now, I still get emailed notifications for new academic articles that come out every week or so, and the abstracts are just pathetic. They're the sort of things that a senior undergraduate or like a lower level graduate student or poorly supervised graduate student would put out. Just all this postmodern theory with no empirical original work or anything like that.
Feminists put out postmodern theory. That's it. Leftists and feminists. That's it. And academia, fuck that shit. It's fucking over here in Thailand. I have a lot to do with it here. 60 to 80% women, accordingly. According to
so anyway,
bachelor.
I despair over that. I'm glad I'm out of academia. It's a shit show over there, and it will probably go down.
It's a shit show over here too.
Most of it.
It's not as bad as over there.
90% of it in the humanities and the social sciences, some of the social sciences, in the next 5 to 10 years. On the long side, maybe 20, but definitely, I would say.
Well, I agree with him here. University's going to disappear, but the problem is that we're not going to have any men in 5 or 10 years or 20 years, only in STEM, and therefore, you're not going to qualify for jobs. So the only people that are going to qualify for jobs are women, because they're the only ones that are going to get degrees, particularly advanced degrees. And the problem is going to be the meritocracy behind it. They can't do the fucking jobs half the time, or they're just fucked up with their women's studies bullshit in the first place. And we're going to have to reduce the qualifications required in order for men to be employed. However, MGTOW particularly don't give a fuck. They're just walking away from society. They're walking away from jobs. They're not going to do this shit at all. They're not putting up
good
with
chance
crap.
Within 10 years.
Universities are fucked.
But Pete, guys, that's not much consolation for guys now, because if 10 years later this 35-year-old will be 45, and he wants to date now, he wants to find a woman now who would return his love, and these guys who are writing to me are actually love bugs. That is, they actually.
No, they're not love bugs. They're fucking manginas. They're simps. They're white knights. They're on the road to getting fucked. And what I don't mean sexually. If they wanted to get fucked, they would just go for a prostitute. Prostitutes are cheaper. Women aren't going to love you. They're going to fuck you. And all those guys are going to get fucked. That's all there is to it. And they're not going to be masculine at all, because in order to have a love affair with a fucking woman, you're going to have to be everything but masculine. So I don't know.
Actually want love. They're not just out to fuck. Because if they were just out to fuck, they would be rejoicing right now. Because basically what the females are asking for, women, these feminist women are asking for, is to be treated like men. And if all you wanted was sex, you should be really happy.
Well, they're not happy because women, the majority, the overwhelming majority, 90% or more of women are not feminists. So what's there to rejoice about? All they are friggin' hoes for the most part. And most of them don't want to be hoes. They want that man, but, you know, what the fuck?
Because basically they're just saying, look, I just want to hook up. I don't want you to hold the door open for me. I don't want you to treat me any different, and let's just have sex. And if that's all these guys wanted, then they would rejoice. The thing is, all these guys who are disenfranchised with this whole thing, from this whole thing, are pissed because that's not what they want. They actually want love. They actually want that connection.
Love. There is no such thing as love anymore. It never existed in the first place. Men were fooled that women loved them. Men love women. Women don't love men. It's a different type of love. And all women, even the ones that are not feminists, and I told you, scare quotes again, I told you that the majority of women do not, they don't prescribe themselves to be feminists. However, they're ruined all the same. Feminism has ruined all women on earth. Even the women here in Bangkok are fucking ruined. It's all the tentacles of feminism has gone far and wide in regard to destroying femininity and women in general.
And that's the irony. Now, what I'm going to tell the guys is, the premise is, if they are truly feminine women, they're just brainwashed into being feminists. Like, there are definitely those who really, really are
feminine women brainwashed.
Full-on radical feminists.
Women aren't brainwashed into being feminists. When they're young and they're pretty, they become feminists, and then they get married once they catch themselves a man. Otherwise, if they're fat and ugly, which tend to be, over 25-year-old feminists, they just stay feminists. And if you take a look at feminists with their pink and green and yellow hair, they're ugly and fat usually.
And there's whatever, leave them alone. But
how many
there's
pretty
some
feminists
women
are
that
there?
would be otherwise have been good people, and people of common sense, but instead, they bought into this, and you should leave them to it. In other words,
they didn't buy into it. Society's bought into it. Most of the men out there have bought into this. How many men consider themselves feminists and equal rights and everything? The only fucking time a man and a woman is equal is when they both have a fucking gun. That's it. Other than that, men and women aren't fucking equal. And they didn't buy into anything. Our society is being run by these feminist ideologies and leftist ideologies, Marxism. That's what it is.
If it's true that a feminine woman would not be satisfied, fulfilled, ultimately leading a short-term mating strategy, like in the long run, like for 10 years going for a short-term mating strategy, just hooking up and taking advantage of every guy she can, the good ones will be unsatisfied with that, and you'll feel the backlash. There should be a backlash at some point, because if the theory is right, the theory is most females are feminine at their core, just like most males are masculine at their core. And if they deny that feminine energy, they should shrivel up and be unfulfilled. And they're not going to want to pursue the male.
Well, statistics, your research articles, the overwhelming majority of women today are not happy, and they are less happy than they were 10 years ago, and even less happier than they were 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. In fact, going back to these guys that want love and all this crap and fucking get married and shit to trad cons, those women were the happiest. And why the fuck shouldn't they have been? They could have done whatever they want. They could have stayed home and raised kids. Could have stayed home, did nothing. They could go get a job. They could go get a job and raise kids. They could do anything they fucking want to fucking do. And they were happy then. Now, they got to go out and work. They're not happy.
the short-term mating strategies anymore. And
short-term mating strategies.
You know, the more extreme MGTOW and red pill guys are on the side of like all females throughout history have always been these evil parasites.
Okay, MGTOW don't hate women. Some of the guys are going through red pill rage, and that's healthy for them because they've been fucked and they've been lied to, and everything that they've lived as a reality is not real. So they're a bit angry. Okay, fucking let them spout. Let them get over it all. They'll get over it eventually. But it's not women that are evil. You got to get over the shit. It's the gynocentric society, and because of it, men are at risk. And I think that some of the men have a chip on their shoulder because the overwhelming majority of women are not feminists. So why are they allowing this shit to fucking happen? And they know this shit's going on. They're saying, no, where'd all the good men go? Yeah, off. The direction that they've gone, or the direction that they've fucked is off, right? The men aren't around anymore.
Sites. Okay, well, if you're gonna start with that premise, like but there are some people who are, just like there are some men who are nasty narcissists and some men who are manipulative and a subset of men who are players and just want sex and are just out for themselves. There are also women like that.
Also,
so for that, it would be.
What the fuck? Does this guy know psychology? Cluster B personality type. It's a fucking female personality. Yeah, some men are it, but the overwhelming majority of women are cluster Bs. Come on.
Sort of like women, all women, women saying all men are the same. That's what basically these dudes are doing. They're saying all women are the same. It's just ridiculous, right? As a man, if you're watching this, I know.
No, it's not ridiculous. They use the terms AWALT and NAWALT. AWALT, A-W-A-L-T. All women are like that, and NAWALT. Not all women are like that. There is feminine, there's nature. There's the nature of the woman. They're hypergamous, and they're looking to be protected and looked after. Now, the women that aren't like that are very masculine. Sure, not all women are like that, but there is the archetype. There is an archetype of women and an archetype of men. Now, is it a generalization? Sure. But fuck, come on. No, women are like that. Fuck
80%
that
of you
shit.
watching this are men. You don't want to be painted with the same brush as all the other dudes. You think you're different. You could actually change as well, right?
You think you're different, but you're not. You're just a fucking wallet, and you're a dick to these women. And if you want one of these women, go protect them and let them abuse you and become not a renewable resource, because you're going to get old and fucking die before them. But you're just a disposable resource. Now, if you allow yourself to be that, because that's all you are. Period. You are the same as all the other men. Don't kid yourselves. If you allow yourself to be a disposable resource, hey, go get yourself some women. The problem is this, that women don't fucking want you. They only want the alpha males. They only want the top 10%, maybe the top 20%. So out of every 100 men, 80 of you, tough shit. Tough fucking shit. You're going to be fucking used and abused. And the other 20 of you out of every 100, you're going to abuse women. You're going to be a pickup artist.
Right, so keep that in mind. So what should happen is, if this plays out, women will be unsatisfied with that mating world.
Women are unsatisfied, period.
I referenced this in an earlier thing. I can't remember where, but Black Mirror. I looked it up. Season 4, episode 4. There is an episode on dating, and there's this, like, they get a match on their phone. It's funny, they're still using phones back then, but I mean by that point. But anyway, so they get a match on their phone, and they're told to go to this restaurant, and they're told what the match is, and then when they both swipe on this app, the app tells them how long they have for the relationship, and there's some weird reason for them not being able to continue seeing each other after the expiry date on that app relationship, and so on, right? And it's hard to like break the app. You have to stay in that relationship. So anyway, the main character, the female character, the main woman character, is looking for love, as is the main male character. And the problem is the computer keeps giving her, the app keeps giving her these short-term mating, or short-term dating relationships, like 48 hours, 72 hours. And what that does is she's just hooking up with dudes every 2 days. A new dude, having sex with him, and then after 2 days, she gets a new match and meets another dude. And you see her in that episode after like screwing 6 different dudes or whatever in like a couple weeks, feeling really empty inside, and they show her like
empty.
just sort of like,
I bet she's
I
all
don't
filled
do this.
up.
This sucks. Do I have to do this? And then thinking about how do I get out of this whole thing? But then there's these penalties like that are like jail time. It looks like if you try to escape or something. So anyway, she's basically confined to be a prostitute. Like the app tells her who to fuck for whatever, 48 or 72 hours. And
you know, women are prostitutes, and I know that people are going to get upset over me saying this, but let's get honest. Women use sex as a transactional, event, either for money or for protection or for something. Otherwise, if they just use sex to have sex, well, then they're just the same as men, which are a bunch of tramps, right? Bunch of hoes. Men are a bunch of hoes for the most part. Well, that's not true. But anyway, I hope you understand what I'm saying. Come on, let's be honest.
And she doesn't even get paid. But that's the future. That's the future of, if you let it play out, guys.
No, that's now.
Guys,
that's fucking now. Tinder and
toxic mating culture happening mostly like concentrated in the U.S. If you just let it play out, feminine women will be hurt the most, and they should be the ones who are going to resist this and push back on it.
The fuck is that?
Men can't push back on this. The more you push back on this, the more you feed it. So you should just speed it up. Let them pursue their short-term mating strategies. And yes, for like 10 years, there will be a generation.
I've got one word for you about letting women pursue their little hookup culture. Teleny. 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 Okay? Check that out.
Of women who are going to be ruined and going to look back on their lives and be really pissed they took that wrong route. And you as men, you're going to be, have a really tough time for at least the next, I'd say at least 3 years. On the maybe 10 years, 3 to 10 years, and you're just going to have lots of sex if you want, because hey, empowerment for women, they want to be treated equally. Great.
You're not going to have lots of sex because women are only going to have sex with the 20% or top 10% of men. You're shit out of luck. Sorry about that. Here's my other alarm. Oh my God. The reality is this. Go get yourself a prostitute. It's easier.
But of course, like, you have to let them chase you, right? And then there are all these guys who are like, oh, that's not fair, I'm not good looking. Well, then you can get that taken care of, right? That stuff about game, about fashion, about your fitness, that's all within your control. You can make yourself more attractive. That's easy. There's tons of guys on the internet who do that, and I do that as well in some of my old courses. It's easy to make yourself more sexually attractive. It's much harder to find a mate who is a person of good character and integrity and loyalty and honesty, right? That's the hard part. Just
what do you want to make yourself sexually attractive for? To pick up women? Fuck. Pickup artist. That's what pickup artists do. If you want sex, go get yourself a prostitute. They're cleaner in the long run. They're cheaper in the long run. They're easier in the long run. Trust me. I don't do that. I've never done that. I don't know. I don't even want to get into it. But I've never used them. But trust me, that's
relatively easy. You just got to do the work.
Do the work for what? For what? For what? To get fucking used and abused, cheated on, get some disease, or what? You get somebody to live with you and you become married involuntarily. They have fucking kids already because they're all fucking single mothers already. 40% of white women are single mothers, and 86% of black women are single mothers. What work? For what? To what end? You know what I say? I say get a job, pays you a little bit of money, not too much because you don't want to finance these leftist programs, and pursue your hobbies. Go fishing, go hunting, become a musician, write, read, be a scholar, do whatever the hell you want to do, but be happy and focus on yourself. Yeah, do the work for yourself,
It's in your control. So anyway,
let
it play out. And I do sympathize with those guys who are already on the older end of the spectrum. They want to settle down and have kids and all this, but I don't know. The only good news I can say is take care of your body and your health. And
kids are used as a weapon against you. That's it. Even if you have a relationship, a marriage with a woman and you have kids, those kids are used as a weapon against you, and you have to walk on rice paper all the fucking time, because if you piss off your fucking woman, she's going to fucking punish you with those children. Weapon. weapon. And women are horrible fucking mothers. Men are great.
As a dude, you can still have kids, 5 years later, as an older guy. So take care of your health. But yeah, I mean, like, the more you push back on it,
I don't think
the
this
harder
guy's
it's going to be
thought
for
shit
you.
through.
So one other thing I want to end off with before the sun's pretty much set here. I'm just keeping it bright behind me. Is that
pretty well up.
It shouldn't be easy to find your life mate. Okay, I'm planning to do this in the DTPHD podcast, but I'll just end off with that here. There are all these guys who assume that they act as if they have a right to have a mate. No, you don't. It should be hard, right? Because think about it. If you live till
there is no such thing as a life mate. Period. Go ahead, smoke some more crack or whatever the fuck, some meth or ice or yaba, whatever the fuck it is you're doing. There's no such fucking thing. Go out. Go talk to some guys. See how long they've been going with these women or married to these women and talk to them. Talk to them. That's if you can find anybody. Okay? Why is this? Why is it? Because what you're talking is shit. You're talking shit.
You're 80.
You're giving people bad advice.
If you're like 30 now, you probably, if you don't get into an accident or something like that, you might live till you're 80. Life expectancy keeps going up and up. So anyway, look, you have 50 years left. If you find that woman now or this year or next year, and you stay together till you die, which is like sort of the point of.
Good God, what do you want a woman for that's older than 35 years old? Conversation? To cook for you? What the fuck for? The fuck? Good God. Have you been thinking this shit through? You're a man. You're going to have a baby at the age of 80. You want to have a fucking baby with a 45-year-old woman who's going to die before she calves the kid? Or do you want to have at the age of 75 a baby with a 25-year-old? Does that sound weird to you? It's easy. It's fucking easy. But with this type of mentality, it's not. This type of mentality, I don't know. It's not thought through. This guy is trying to be polite and nice. Fuck that shit. How about be realistic?
Of being in a committed relationship, right?
Committed
and
relationship.
You build a family, you have grandkids together, and all the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
And you find happiness and fulfillment, and all that stuff, which
fucking,
is what the whole.
That is a fucking fairy tale. My God, go walk out, go amongst your friends. Pull up some of these people he's talking about. My parents were like that. I'm old. My parents were like that. I can't find one fucking person like that. What the fuck is he talking about? That's a fairy tale. That's a fucking fairy tale. It doesn't exist. Guy's fucking on Yaba.
The promise of that is,
Sorry,
that's
I'm not
50
being
years.
polite. I don't mean to be rude.
You're going to be spending 50
fucking years.
More years
the
with this
old
human
lady,
being
fuck
than
that
you have
shit.
been living, right?
Fuck that shit,
and on
man.
top of that, you're going to be basically in the most. She's going to be your number one peer group person because when you raise a family together, you'll be spending the most time together, right? If you live together, sleep together, and all that stuff. So
I don't get this guy's brain. Raising a family together. There's no such fucking thing as a family. There's no nuclear family anymore. What's he talking about? How old is this guy?
Why would you think it'd be easy to find that person? If you were
It's
a
impossible.
company and your company needed to find a CEO, do you think that it would be easy?
It'd be a hell of a lot easier than finding a fucking woman.
Life. It's your life. There are 7.8 billion people in this world. It shouldn't be easy to find that one. And you should be really picky. Even if it was like you're looking for 1 in a million, right? Well, there are still a lot of people left. There's still a lot of women left out of the 7.8 billion, even if it was just 1 out of a million. And it shouldn't be easy. And maybe there aren't, if you want to find one now and you don't want to wait the 5 or 10 years for the pop culture to play out,
the pop culture to play out,
you should consider going to a place that doesn't have this toxic feminism. And I live in an area, a whole region that largely doesn't suffer from that kind of weird.
That's not true. I live in Bangkok. I've been here 15 years. I just disagree with you.
I try to spend as little time as possible right now in America for many reasons. I wouldn't even go back to North America ever if it weren't for the fact that I have family out there. And maybe I'll go in for a
Yeah,
training.
well, I do, and I don't.
Training's 3 days or 5 days. I'll fly in like the day before and fly out the same, the last day. It's just a toxic culture there, in many ways. So look, if you are despairing because there's no one in your hamlet, in your town, in your village, in your county of 3,000 people, there are no women there who aren't predators and promiscuous or whatever, or without character. Well, it's 3,000 people.
Character.
So go to a city of 10 million. Like the places
Hansel
in
Gretel,
America are really small. Like besides New York and in the California area, like the next biggest city is like Chicago, and it's like 3 to 4 million.
Let's be serious. The largest city in America today is LA. The second largest city in America is Dallas-Fort Worth because it's amalgamated, and the third biggest city is New York. What the fuck is up with people these?
That's like a small city in China. So, I'm out here in Bangkok right now. There's a lot of people here. In all the major cities here, there's like 20 million people in Tokyo. It's like, just open your mind and try different places. But yes, I totally understand your despair about Western women, about Western mating culture. And I do agree that it's toxic, and I totally understand that you would reject the whole thing. But I'm just saying, let it play out. Let it speed up a bit. In fact, you can speed that up. Let these feminine women actually try to pursue a masculine strategy and feel unfulfilled. You want to actually help them speed that up, because the more feminine women.
You don't want to help women do a fucking thing. You want to focus on yourself and get the most out of life that you can. If you're fucking lucky and you're happy, and if you have a woman, if that's what you choose to do, or associate with a woman, well, because you're a happy dude and everything's going good, you can. They'll benefit from that. You don't have to fucking worry about them. Worry about yourself. Good God.
Who actually feel unsatisfied by this masculine culture that they're forced to take on, this masculine energy that they're forced to put on.
Women.
The quicker they'll have that backlash, and only they can stand up for it and demand change. Otherwise, you're just going to always be painted as this horrible person, this horrible aggressive, the horrible aggressor.
Who cares?
Right. So let it play out. If it's going to
I'm
play
a prick.
out. You might want to speed it up. If you don't want to wait,
so fucking what?
Then try other places in the world.
No.
You're not all lost to this bullshit.
No.
Right?
No.
So,
no.
Anyway, there you go.
Yeah, that sucks. Really bad advice.
A whole lot of you out here in Asia with
yeah.
I like it here. All right, so David Tian signing out. Join the Private Man Up Facebook group. We can interact with other guys there. It's like almost 23,000 now, and it's a very good group. So join the group. Click the link. Join the group, and check out the DTPHD podcast as well. David Tian signing out. Man up.
Man up. Man the fuck up. Oh my God. Fuck. That's a real man. Listen, I'm sorry, I don't agree with what this guy has to say at all. I think I don't know. He's definitely not red pill. Anyway, I'm fucking out of here. That's all that there is to it. Later. Okay, I'll put a link down below where you can get in touch with this dude. Check out some of his stuff. It might be good for some of you, but, I don't